Hey, what's up? So just finished up packing for the Mohican 100. I'm not gonna do like a montage of packing like I did for the last video for the kettle because it's basically the same stuff. So I guess there's one difference. There's only 2 drop bags available because there's only a drop bag at start finish and then at the covered bridge, which is the halfway point of this loop that we're going on. So that's why I only have 2 drop bags. It's Thursday night, headed out, meet up with my friend Matt and get in his camper, and we're gonna go to Ohio tonight, camp, basically spend all day tomorrow just like really relaxing. And then the race starts on Saturday at 5 a.m. So everything's packed, ready to go, just kind of like spending the day, hanging out. It's been like super chill, like nothing's been rushed, which has been awesome. I'm feeling okay, like I'm feeling pretty good. I think I've got a pretty good plan for how to handle this race. But I'm really excited that there was just a 2-week turnaround from the kettle to the Mohican 100 and I can get this monkey off my back. I can go and just have a really smart race. I'm gonna go much slower. I'm not gonna be running as much at the beginning. I'm gonna make sure that I get to the 50-mile mark feeling really good. I'm really gonna be focused on eating a lot more because I don't want to get behind again like I did at Kettle. But I don't want this to drag on too long. So if you guys haven't seen my Kettle 100 video, go watch that. I'll link it right up here. But yeah, let's go do this. So you're a little early and just wait right now. So today's been super relaxing so far. We just have been trying to stay off our feet as much as possible. Yeah, we're here at Pack and Pickup right now and we're on time, but not really sure what's going on. So just kind of hanging out, waiting. The weather's beautiful today, but all the forecasts show that it's gonna be like raining and pouring and thunderstorming tomorrow and then through the night. Right back here is the finish line where I'll be finishing on Sunday morning. Weather's perfect today. Wish the race was today.
When you come up, just tell me which race and then like what number the race is, and then I can help you. There's a lot of them. Okay.
For the last 10 years, we've only asked you what your name is.
We're screwing us up here, right?
Yep. Awesome.
This is new for us. This whole chip timing is like screwing me up.
Oh yeah. Is that the chip on the back?
Yes, that's the chip.
Oh cool.
Okay. And you need pins.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, I know.
So this is where I need to get here on Sunday morning. Right here. This is where I need to be. Can't believe I'm doing this again. It's all starting tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Actually, the start line's like a mile away. So that's it. We're just gonna head back and just chill for the rest of the afternoon and evening. Try to stay off our feet and get some food. All right, so this is gonna be the last video until the race. Got my drop bags packed. Number 35. I've got my vest all ready, my bib, headlamp, and here I've got just a box of stuff in case I need some actual like food, like Pop-Tarts or some granola. Gonna be going to bed pretty soon here. I'm feeling okay. I'm starting to get nervous. I think it's just gonna be a really long day. It's gonna be really wet. So my drop bags are basically the same as Kettle, but they're condensed down into 2 drop bags because that's all we get. Forecasted to rain quite a bit. I don't think it'd be an ultra marathon if it didn't rain. Yeah, I'm just trying to really focus and get my head in the right place for just how difficult it is going to be tomorrow. Trying not to underestimate it. We're gonna be getting to bed pretty soon, waking up at like 3, leave at 4:15 to get to the race start, and it starts at 5. Need a headlamp from the start because it's gonna be dark, and then dropping my headlamp off at the covered bridge aid station. I don't know, one thing I didn't mention is that I burned the crap out of my knee, like a chemical burn from some like over-the-counter pain ointment that had menthol in it. Put it on right after a shower and it just like, I cannot tape it, so that's interesting. Kind of a twist on how I'm gonna handle this injury. We're just gonna go for it tomorrow. Take the day as it comes. See, I think I've talked enough. I'm going to finish packing up, and then we're just gonna crash. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Can't even see the sign. There we go.
Over 200 runners.
Well, we're off. 1 mile in, just entered the woods. Got a whole bunch of switchbacks going all the way up. Six miles. Right at like an hour and a half. This is amazing. Yeah, that's great. Whew. Don't slide too far. Go off the edge. Before the race, I was feeling really ready. My IT band, it felt good. I was ready to go. I was ready to suffer. I think that was the biggest thing that I took away from the kettle, was that I just really needed to be ready to suffer like all night. I felt like I was ready. Like I felt like I had gotten to that place mentally. From the beginning, I had planned on going over to Ohio with my friend Matt, who's also an ultra runner, run a couple hundreds. He has a camper, so him and his family had already been planning on going out there, so I was just gonna tag along. So we drove over to Ohio on Thursday night, and then basically spent all day Friday just kind of like hanging out. And it was really good because it was like really restful, set both of us up for success, just being rested and ready to go. Went to check in and pack a pickup on Friday, got that all taken care of. This race was actually a little bit different because the finish line and the start line are in different places. They're like a mile apart. Then, you know, just got to bed pretty early Friday night. No issues. Like it was just, you know, real, just low key, just like restful day. Saturday morning, woke up about 3:30. The race started at 5. So this course is a looped course, and the first 2 loops, you do like 27-mile loops is what it came out to be kind of. And the second 2 loops, it was more like 23 miles. So it was the same loop basically, but the first and second time you went out on this extra little bit of trail, and the third and fourth time you just kind of took a shortcut. It was really nice. It kind of broke up the loops quite a bit. I had 2 drop bags, one at the start line and then one at the covered bridge aid station, which was halfway through this loop. And that was actually kind of funny because we skipped the pre-race meeting. Like we went to check-in, but we skipped the pre-race meeting. We probably should have gone to that because we might have gotten some useful information. The drop bags for the start, you could drop off at the start, but the drop bags for covered bridge, you had to drop off the night before. So I would suggest going to the pre-race meeting if you guys do the MOHICAN 100. You would have gotten that useful information that we did not get. So I ended up at the start line with a drop bag that I just had to throw back in the truck because at that point when we figured it out, it was already like 4:45 and there was no way to drive back to where we're supposed to drop off the bags and come back. So that was kind of like messed up from the beginning, but honestly didn't affect me at all. So with that little mess up aside, race start was, you know, smooth. Starts at 5 a.m. so it starts in the dark, so you need a headlamp for like the first hour. Got some advice from John. So you're going through some pavement for the first like almost mile. At the end of it, you go straight into like some single track and climbing. Don't worry about pushing the pace in the first mile. You're gonna hit that single track and people are gonna be standing around waiting to go up this pretty big climb. And it felt great to get those climbing muscles engaged. It was a really good start to the race. And then this course was just like beautiful. I loved this course so much. There are some good climbs in it, but I wouldn't consider the course technical at all. But it's also not like smooth, buffed out trails. It's kind of just like in between. It's kind of that like Midwest technical, basically just rocks and roots that you got to worry about, watch out for. It was a blast. It wasn't a boring trail by any means. I really just, the whole time I was on this trail, I just kept thinking about how much I like this trail. Like it was an awesome trail. I loved it. Yeah, overall, it's like, it advertises around like 13,000 feet for the 100. Not anything crazy. It's a little bit of climbing. Yeah, I think so. Gosh, yeah. That's wild. It's amazing. It's so cool down here too. Yeah. Temperature.
Places like this in Illinois, I'm like,
Yeah. Wow, this is cool. It's really nice. Oh my gosh. This is insane.
I know, it's so crazy. This is really fun one time.
That's fine. Last year, we really did it once. I don't want to do it. I'm glad we don't have to go down that.
Yeah. Whew, that was awesome. Yeah, that was probably the technical part. 13 miles. 15:40 pace. It's totally fine. Maybe we're not.
So maybe not.
Maybe it's not aid station. Like chugging.
It's like starting to chug. Gotta fill it up.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely, people talk about this right here.
Pretty awesome.
Wow. Oh yeah. Just about to hit 17 miles, 4.5 hours. Feeling good so far. Taking it way easier. Our pace right now is at almost exactly 16 minutes a mile, so way more conservative. This area is beautiful. It's about to hit 20 miles. Aid station 4. Finished up lap 1, 27.25 miles done. Back to the start finish. Looking for a neon green bag. Okay, cool. I just left the start area for lap number 2, 28 miles. Picked up my poles. Haven't used them yet though. Waiting for some super steep stuff. This isn't that steep. Also, put on my IT band brace. See if it helps.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's not been bad so far. So far. The crowd is still ahead of you. Thank you.
Just hit 33 miles, 9 hours. Doing really well. Keeping the pace conservative. Just hiking a lot. Feeling good. Seven miles.
That's insane. I have no idea what type of snake that is. Look like they're having fun though.
Back in this section again. Starting to rain a little bit more too. I think we're gonna make it through this section before it gets too nasty though.
Yeah.
That's good. 40 miles, and we're headed down this big, huge staircase again. Starting to rain, pretty good, but it feels great. It's not like pouring yet, so when you're in the woods, it's like not too bad. 12 hours in. There it is, just hit 50 miles. Oh, it feels good to have gotten that far. It's all downhill from here. 14 hours and 12 minutes.
Last year did.
It's in the like the race instructions. It's a little bit of a walk.
I ran the whole race pretty much with Matt. It was just really fun having kind of like a buddy to run these trails with. We just took it super slow from the beginning. Like we were averaging like 15 to 16 minute miles. We were not stressing ourselves out at all. We were not pushing the pace. We were just taking our time. First lap, like we've both felt great. We kept commenting to each other how it feels like we hadn't even really started the race. Second lap went by pretty much no problems. But at that point we were at like mile 54, 55-ish. And we're tired. We both took, I think, our first sit-down break there for maybe like 10 minutes after 2 laps, but then got back out on the trail. At that point, we were pretty much on target still for a 28-hour 100. We had about an hour left of light, and we were talking to Matt's family, and they were watching the weather, and they were saying how this like massive storm was rolling in. And it would end up that this storm was going to define this race for everybody. It started raining at about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it was just kind of sprinkling. Like it was nothing crazy, not bad at all. Honestly, when you're in the woods, you didn't even really feel it because the trees and leaves were catching everything. But then about like 11 o'clock or so, it started to really come down. At that point, everybody just kind of went into survival mode. The trails became pretty sketchy because this rain came so fast and so hard that before we knew it, these trails were just flooded and there was just nowhere for the water to go except straight into the trail. And so we were running through streams. I know I said in my last video that the rainstorm at Kettle was bad, and it was really bad, but this was just on another level. Like I have never been in a rainstorm this bad and one that lasted this long. The rain pretty much downpoured on us for like 8 to 10 hours. All right, this is madness. It's pouring rain out here. Our headlamps, they were having major problems because with how much rain was coming down, even in the woods, like through the trees, at certain times, like all you could see was just like rainwater. Then towards the middle of the night, this fog rolled in too. It got really difficult. And like I said, we were all kind of in survival mode. It kind of crossed my mind a few times to pull out the GoPro, but it was so dark and so rainy that the times that I did pull it out, you just couldn't see anything. And so it just stayed in my pack basically the whole night. And it got chilly enough in the middle of the night that if you stopped at an aid station for more than a couple minutes, like you got really, really cold. So it kind of started to fall apart for Matt at maybe like mile 70 through 75. He started having some big stomach problems, and we had to go quite a bit slower than we had been going. He kept telling me for probably an hour, hour and a half, like, Ryan, you just gotta go ahead. Like, you just gotta go. Like, you gotta leave me. I was really not interested in leaving him behind, having already, you know, we'd really fought this race together, and I wasn't gonna just leave him because he started going a little slow, especially since it was because he was having problems. So Stuck with him for a couple more hours, and then the part that kind of messed us up is we ended up linking up with this other runner. She was confused on the cutoff time for one of the aid stations. Both of us just believed her. So it was like 3 o'clock, and the cutoff time for an aid station that was like 10 miles ahead was 5:45. But she was telling us that it was at 5 a.m. And so we're thinking, wow, like this is like really not good. Like we lost a lot of time somewhere through this torrential rain and flooded trails that we'd been taking like 20 minutes per mile on. And it really kind of messed both of us up mentally. And I think that also took a pretty big hit on him because he was already having stomach problems. And now he's thinking, crap, like there's almost no chance to make it to this first cutoff. And I was kind of thinking the same thing too. Like I was like, man, like this really sucks. Like this race is it's gonna come down to it. We're just gonna miss the cutoff. But she had the wrong time. We ended up pulling into the aid station at mile, I think it was like 7, 3:15. I'm thinking, okay, I have an hour and 45 minutes to make it 8 miles. Matt just goes, you're looking good, like you gotta go. Like I'm sitting down at this aid station, like you need to go. You know, if we stay at this pace, like we're obviously missing the cutoff. I knew I had quite a bit left in me at this point. And so I sat at the aid station for maybe like 60 seconds, drank like a cup of soup, and then I headed out of there. I made the decision that I was gonna push hard. All right, so update. I'm at 71 miles with this storm that's lasted like 10 hours. We've been going so slow. The trails are just like literally like streams. It's wild. I've never ran anything like this, but I'm giving it my best. I truly am. We were conservative and smart all day, and then this rainstorm rolled in, and we knew we would slow down, but we didn't realize how bad it was going to be. I'm giving it everything. I ended up really pushing hard and just crushed this like 7-mile section, and I really felt good. Like it was like all of a sudden like things started clicking. Oh my gosh, like I was like in the zone. Like I was really feeling it. When you go through suffering for that many hours and you're tired and you're falling asleep and your legs hurt and everything hurts, and then you just get into the zone and you just crush it. I don't really feel like I can describe what it feels to like break through that. It happened, and I was just in like this state of flow. Every time I passed somebody, I got this like massive surge of energy because they were like death marching and I was just like running hard. And then I'm coming into the campground and I knew the sun was just about to rise, and I'm like running hard down this road coming into the campground, and there's this little like grass hill where you transition from a road to a sidewalk, and it's not more than like a couple feet of grass, but it had been raining all night and it was really slippery, and I just momentary loss of momentary loss of concentration. I just wiped out in this grass. And my right leg that I was planting like slipped forward, and my left leg curled up underneath me, and I landed like basically right on my foot and ankle. I knew in that split second that something really bad had happened. Amazingly, like by an act of God, like there was a truck about 20 yards away, and sitting inside of it was one of the race medics. He jumped out and ran over to me.
You got another race coming up?
Yeah.
When?
6 weeks.
It's about the same time. You got a physical therapist, you see?
Yeah.
It's not too tight?
No.
I can probably readjust this if you're at the start.
Okay.
And you have a lot of problems. Everything's to your satisfaction.
Yeah.
Nothing sticking, nothing poking you.
No.
Nothing feels too tight.
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
keep moving. We'll see what you're doing when you get to state park.
Okay, thanks. All right. Thank you, guys. Oh, so as you just sprained my ankle. Got an ace bandage on it. Luckily there was a medic right there that watched the whole thing. 80 miles. Okay. I'm gonna try and walk this out. I don't know why I'm still going. Guess because no one's told me to stop yet. Still going. It's killing. I made it the next mile. I think it took me like 30 minutes at least, probably, because I know I was going way slower than the pace we had been hiking at just a couple hours ago. Made it there, grabbed something to drink, some coffee and everything. And at that point, nobody was telling me to stop. I'm thinking to myself, I've got to be like an hour past the cutoff. Like, why is nobody telling me to stop? And then I asked one of the aid station workers there, what time's the cutoff? And he said 5:45. He said, it's like basically right now. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this other runner had told us it was 5 o'clock. Like, I thought I was way past the cutoff. Thank you, God. Like, I'm not done. I'm not done yet. So I turned around and I headed back out. Intense pain though. I did make it a couple more miles, and then at 82 miles ended up missing the cutoff time and was done. And I got a ride back to town and it was over. It was just over. So yeah, I made it 82 miles of the Mohican 100. Like, it's 1 week after right now. The swelling has just kind of gone down. So it's gonna take a couple more weeks for it to really probably heal up. So that's it. That's my Mohican 100. 2019. This race was amazing. Like, I absolutely loved this race, and I'll definitely be back sometime in the future. I just love that park. I love the trails. Camping in the campground right across the street from the finish was perfect. I definitely recommend that in the future if you go to this race. So congrats to all of you that ran the Mohican 100. Yeah, if you have any questions about the race, leave a comment down below and ask me. I'd love to answer any questions that you have about this race or running hundreds in general. At this point, I've got 5 weeks until Burning River. I've also got this crazy trip that I'm going on. I'm actually leaving day after tomorrow. But yeah, I was hired by this company to go out and film this documentary on one of their runners out in California, this little race. Not many people know about it, and I'm really excited. I mean, I can't freaking wait. I'm gonna try and film some behind the scenes stuff to put on this channel. The actual film is gonna go on this company's channel. It's gonna be a blast. I need to go start getting ready for that. Thanks for watching this film on the Mohican 100. Like I said, if you have questions, ask away, and I will see you soon. Bye.